Hi everyone, welcome to today's Garage Cricket. As always, we're just trying to keep you batting through this period where we have to stay at home, trying to create little batting exercises to keep our skills developing. As always for this, you just need to have a ball, a wall and something to hit with. You can create with whatever you've got there, but obviously feel free to adapt these if you've got people to play of different areas so that you can get through the challenges. Today, we're looking at playing with nice soft hands, and I've created a little mini game for us to play to develop them. So how to set up our little mini game. As you can see, I've used some little bits of wood that I've got here to create a little area for us. So I've got the side and the side there. So that's going to be the area we're going to try and get the ball to stop in with our nice soft hands. I've also used the mat that the towel or the mat or blanket or whatever it is that you may have used in yesterday's uppercut video. I've left that in there. Now that's going to act as two things. First of all, that's going to act as a target for us to try and land the ball on. That's going to be worth the most points. And secondly, it acts as a different surface, so kind of like some footholes or some rough, which the ball might turn off slightly differently or bounce slightly differently. So here, obviously if it bounces there, it's going to hit the hard concrete floor, and there'll be a different bounce to if the ball hits there. So it adds in a little bit of difficulty and variance to the task. So the game is quite simple. You're going to have 10 balls to get as many points as you can surrounding this little area here. Every time the ball bounces in this area is worth a point. So if I feed it underarm against the wall and it comes back, that bounce once in the area, that would be worth 1 point for me. That's good because we're rewarding directing the ball down into the ground. So it has to bounce within the squared off area there. If I can get it to bounce once out the side again, 1 point. If it bounces more than one time, such as that there, you get the number of points for the bounces that it took. So if it bounced twice before exiting the area, that would be worth 2 points. In this instance, as the ball has stayed inside the area that I've made, that's worth 5 points. Now, the most valuable thing, and I almost did it that time, if you can defend the ball and get the ball to land on the towel, that there is the highest scoring way of getting points here. The towel is worth 20 points here. So your challenge is how many points can you score in 10 deliveries using that little scoring system there. Create it using whatever equipment you've had and let us know how you go. Here we go then, 10 balls, my attempt at soft hands. So that one there has bounced twice before leaving the zone, gives me 2 points after one ball. 2 points again, so that's 4 points after 2 balls. Oh, it's nearly stayed in the area. It's bounced 3 times, gives me 7 points after 3 balls. Just for one there, giving me 8 after 4. Oh, dearie me, it's just bounced out off the mat there. 3 more, 11 after 5. 1 point, 12 after 6. 2 points, 14 after 7. 2 points, 16 after 8. Oh. 3 more, 19 after 9. And the final one stayed inside the area, giving me 5 more points, taking my total to 24 points. That's the challenge for you to beat. I was unsuccessful getting it to land on my towel. Hopefully you had a good time playing that little mini game there. Now this little section here is just in case any of you maybe want a couple of tips or a little bit of feedback to help you improve. I suppose the key thing is understanding the term soft hands, and it is exactly as it sounds. Hard hands means that you grip the bat really tightly. Your hands are very hard on the bat, and obviously if your hands are tight, that means you're going to put more force on the ball, which means the ball is going to go further away, which isn't particularly useful for a defensive shot, perhaps where we're trying to control the ball. Soft hands, however, means that you loosen the hands, so that when the ball makes contact with the bat, you're gripping it less tightly, hence why we call it soft hands, because it's a soft grip that we're using, and that helps to take the pace out of the ball and drop it in and around our feet. So therefore, as I make that contact with the ball here, so let's say my position's there, I'm currently playing with soft hands, and you can see my right hand is not particularly, so my bottom hand is not particularly tight on the bat, it just supports. The top hand is the one that takes the force out of the ball and makes sure that we obviously defend it, but the bottom hand is just supporting. If I was to take this top hand off the bat here, it would actually fall out my hand, because the bottom hand, it's not a hard grip, it is a soft grip. So, looking at this in action here, there's the feed, and here I can quite easily release that left hand, and that right hand is holding the bat slightly, but the bat there would fall out because that bottom hand is really soft. We're trying to cushion the ball and take the pace out of it. Other things that may help us is to look at the bat angle, and where you play the ball with regards to your eyes. So you notice there, the bat angle, when I make contact with the ball, is right there, directing it down into the ground. Predominantly here, with the types of feed I'm getting, I'm able to play on the front foot, and I should be waiting for the ball to come to me. So I want it as close to being underneath my eyes as possible. Now the reason for that is it makes me wait for the ball a little bit more. If I go towards the ball, at it harder, I'm going to be putting more force on it, and it'll be more difficult to direct it down. So as we see it again, that there, nice soft hands. The first bounce was on that mat that we talked about.